there are two things that people have a tendency of saying to me when I'm at work. I don't know if there are the same two things that they say to other people, and there's probably more things that people have said to me that I can't personally think of right now, but there are two things that always happen. One of the things that people say is either, is it awkward or weird for you to work here? And the second is, sorry, this is TMI, or probably weird for me to ask this, but... And it's like, bro, if I was uncomfortable or thought it was awkward or weird for you to ask me something, or for you to work here, I probably wouldn't be working here. Hey guys, I'm Kat, and welcome back to my channel, and guess what? I'm not dead. Which, sort of. I mean, everybody's kind of dead because we all die slowly every single day of our lives, but I'm not completely dead. I haven't made a video in a really long time either because I've been really busy and just haven't had the time, or because I'm really just very lazy and haven't really cared to, but, you know, I just decided that I probably should today. I mean, why not? You know, carpe whatever. Now, what inspired me to make this video was today a guy at work asked me, is it awkward for you to work here? A part of me wanted to be snarky and sarcastic and say something really kind of bitchy or attitudey, but then I realized I'm at work and I probably shouldn't, so I just told him no. But, you know, for a little bit of background, because I haven't really talked about this on my channel, I work at an adult store. So basically I sell lingerie, lube, massage oil, and adult toys, which brings me to the, you know, age-restricted warning thing, because the things I'm going to be talking about in this video are probably going to be more adulty, so I have to throw out there that it's probably going to be a little bit explicit. So, you know, fair warning. But anyway, what I do for a living is I sell lube, lingerie, vibrators, dildos, and everything else that has to do with that stuff. That's what I do for 5 to 8 hours a day. That's how I make my pills. That's how I make my pills, guys. That is how I pay my bills, is by selling vibrators and dildos. And really, how bad can that be? Truly. And that's my job, and it's a lot of fun, and it's so weird when people ask me that, because it's like, if this was awkward or weird for me, again, I probably wouldn't be working here. And also, we're standing in the adult room surrounded by things, by toys. We're in the land of vibrators. It's just, especially when people are like, sorry, this is probably TMI. It's like, dude, you do realize that we are standing next to a wall of vibrators, okay? There is no TMI, and also just makes, it's really hard for me to get uncomfortable or to be offended or anything like that. So, you know, but, you know, I can understand why people feel that way. It's just so funny to me when people say that, because they do realize we are standing in the adult room, and there are all kinds of things in that room that are, but I do also get asked what it's like to work at an adult store, and, you know, honestly, to me personally, it's like working at any other retail store that specializes in a specific kind of product. So, like, you know how some shoe stores like Famous Footwear, they mostly sell things for your feet, and like places where you can buy scrubs mostly sell things that you can buy for a hospital and stuff like that, you know. I just happen to work where you buy lingerie or a toy, and it's more kind of like sex-based, I guess. Well, I think of it as a normal retail store, not necessarily normal, but almost like any other. There are people who don't, and by that I mean, I've noticed, because I've worked in other kinds of retail stores before with shoes and clothes, and I've noticed people treat me and the girls that I work with differently than they would if we were working in another kind of store. I've noticed this because it's like, it's really strange. It's like people think, oh, you sell sex toys and lingerie, lubricant and stuff like that, so obviously you're this certain kind of person, when really we're just like normal people that work at retail stores. It's just normal people. Like, we may sell vibrators, but we're no different than this person who sold you some Adidas. Like, but it's so weird because people seem to think, oh, you know, these girls work at a sex store, so they have to be like this way. Especially male people. Male people, some male people, not all male people, but male people, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, mostly males, some females do this, but a lot of it, from what I've noticed, males have a tendency of treating us girls differently. Especially, I remember once this guy came in, he was beautifully well dressed, he was an attractive male, but he kept pushing and mentioning to us, I'm single, I need this because I'm single, I don't have a girlfriend, I'm single, this toy will be perfect because I'm single, I'm not quite sure what I like, but I'm single, so it's okay. And it's like, there's a difference between someone who is single and they genuinely want a toy, and a difference between some guy or some person who's single and trying to fish for someone to be like, oh, you're single, well, this is my name and my number. Like, it doesn't work like that. And it's like, some people, males or females, think that, oh, well, you know, you work at a sex shop, basically, so you have to be different from all the other girls. Basically, they think that we are a bunch of hoes that sell dildos. That's basically how some people see us. I know it is. Not everybody sees us that way. But there are those people who come in, and I know for a fact that that's how they see us, is just a bunch of hoes that sell dildos. We do get a lot of great people in our store, and it's really fun, because there is, and it's going to sound so weird, but there is something really special and cool about finding the perfect toy for a couple, because it helps them get closer together. It helps them, you know, have this great moment together. Especially nowadays, you have toys that couples can use together, not just on each other, which is really great. And to be able to find this toy that can connect them and make them feel closer to each other, not just spiritually, mentally, emotionally, but sexually, and all the amazing ways in life. And I think there's something really special about that, and something that, you know, just really great about it. And it's really hard to explain, but it's great to know that there's a chance that you could be helping their relationship, because I've met people who have told me that, you know, their sex life is dead, that it's gotten boring, that they need something to spice it up. And it's really fun being able to sit there with this person and figure out what could potentially spice up their life. There is so much more to pleasure and sexual acts than a lot of people realize. A lot of people think it's just for pleasure, and that's not true. Some people use it to make themselves feel better. So it can help with, like, potentially depression, because it sets off all these wonderful endorphins in your head that makes you feel good about yourself. Even if it's just for a second, it makes you feel good about yourself. It can help with anxiety. If you're an insomniac, it can help you can go to sleep. Some women use the vibrating bullets to stimulate their breast milk. You know, some people buy toys, the vibrating toys, just for their muscles, because sometimes it costs a lot less to buy a toy that vibrates than to buy an actual machine that is meant to help massage your muscles. So there's so much that goes into it. And it's so great because I've learned so much about people's sexuality, about mine, about others, about people's bodies, about different parts of your bodies. I've learned so much about so many things that I never realized that about, never thought about, and I probably would have never learned about until I started, unless I didn't work where I work, I would have never learned any of this stuff. And it's really great to know. One of my favorite things in life is to make people happy, and it's really great that I get to be able to do that. It's very vulnerable to tell someone, especially a stranger, what you like sexually, what you don't, what you want to wear, what makes you feel good, what doesn't make you feel good, your sensitivities, what you're sensitive to, what you're not sensitive to. It's very, very vulnerable to do that. And I meet so many kinds of people. I meet transgender people, I meet gay couples, I meet lesbian couples, older couples, people who are exploring themselves, bisexual couples, people who are solo, people who aren't solo, married couples, people that are about to get married, people that have been married for so long that they feel like there's nothing else that can make their sex life better. I meet so many people, And it is so, as I said, very vulnerable to tell someone that you don't know anything about that. And the fact that it's really cool that I can connect with someone enough to be able to have them trust me to tell me those things is really cool to me. And I love how open it is where I work, how we all are just not judgmental. We don't judge you about, you know, your sexuality, what you like sexually, what you don't like sexually, because, you know, it's your life. Like, that's how I feel, basically. Like, I don't kink shame anybody. I am a kink shaming free zone, unless, of course, you know, there are things that go without saying that I am not okay with. But, you know, I feel like as long as you're not hurting yourself, little kids, other people, or animals, then you go with your bad self and you do what you want to do. Because until someone straps me down and makes me do something, then I don't care. And I think that's how we all feel well at where I work, which is really, really cool, and something that I'm not used to. I'm not used to working somewhere where I don't feel like just a worker. I feel like a person. And to be able to work with people that I really enjoy, that I consider as friends and not just coworkers, is really, really cool. Because honestly, to me, the two best things about my job are making people happy and making them feel happier than when they walked in. And two, working with people that I honestly enjoy. Like, looking forward to going to work because of the people that you work with is something that I've never experienced, and it's something that is actually really, really hard to find. And I really enjoy that the girls that I work with, because they are all so strong and powerful, and just, they have so much power within them, and they're all so different, and it's great working with so many different people, but we all have all this power that is really great. And there's a lot of girl power where I work, and teamwork, and we care about each other, and we want each other to succeed, and it's really great being somewhere where that is actually a thing, because most of the places that I've worked, people that you're like, your managers only care about, you know, you making them money and all that stupid bullshit. But where I work, of course everybody cares about their money. I mean, who doesn't? But we also care about each other and making sure that everything's okay with each other. And that's really, really cool to me, working with a bunch of amazing women who are so strong and driven and just very admirable. And I feel very lucky. And honestly, I don't know how they feel about me. I don't know if they actually like me or if they don't. I don't know, like, if they're pretending to like me because I'm there, because I don't know what they say about me when I'm not around. And I honestly hope that they don't have a problem with me and that they do like me, because I don't really have a problem with some of them. I don't really have a problem with any of them, and I really actually enjoy these people, and I hope to be working there for a while because it makes me really happy. So really, what is it like to work in an adult store? And I could tell you all the things. I could give you a list of weird things, from people that are strange coming in to, I don't really know. I could tell you different things, but really, to me, that's not what matters. Honestly, working at an adult store is great, and it makes so much sense for my personality, and honestly, I am really happy with where I work. I'm happy with where I'm at, and it's just a really great, ant. There's an ant. Okay. It's just really, really just great, and I love who I work with. I love my job. Not just because I sell vibrators and dildos for a living, but because it just, I don't know how to explain it, but, you know, before I started working there, I was in a really rough place mentally, and just, it wasn't good, and I had been giving up on so much, and then when I started working here, I started to notice a change in myself, and it's probably because of, one, the people that I work with, but two, because I found a place that makes sense. Because when you feel lost and feel like you don't belong anywhere, it's really hard to do anything. And for the longest time I felt like that, and then I started working where I work, and I started to feel like I belonged somewhere because it made so much sense, because I'm so open with my sexuality and other people's sexuality, and I want to make people happy, and I want to make sure that they are happy, and working at where I work is just really great. And honestly, if you're like me, who's open with their sexuality and other people's sexuality, then, I mean, maybe an adult store would be good for you to work at. I'm sure adult stores in other states are a lot different, but here in Utah, I'm honestly even surprised that we have them, so. But, yeah. So, I guess this video wasn't exactly what is it like to work in an adult store, it's more just me talking about me working in an adult store, I guess. But, you know, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of things that happen that are funny, and so many good stories and good people, and it's just a lot of fun, and I'm really happy that I have this job, and as I said before, I hope that I get to stay there for as long as they'll let me and as long as I can. So yeah, I guess that was mostly me just talking about my job more than what it's like to work in an adult store. But, I mean, if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, I have, like, a bunch of this knowledge that that I have learned from working at where I work. So if anybody wants to know any of that, give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to potentially hear stories of what it's like to work there and like strange people and stuff like that, then again, hit that thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, which, you know, my channel is kind of like a weird grab bag, so if you're okay with that, hit that subscribe button and you can hang out with me. Yeah, and also I'm sorry for all the interruptions with the dogs, because I'm sitting outside obviously, so it's kind of uncontrollable. They're the kind of, they bark at everything, even the smallest sound. They just start barking, and it's like there's nothing to bark at. Sometimes I swear they bark to bark, but yeah, so thank you for joining me in this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night, and this is Kat signing off. Bye.